it's the holiday season, and what better way to hang out and enjoy the holiday season with our friends from Wicked. Guys, welcome back to Metal Mayhem ROC.
What's going on? What's happening?
Not much. Happy holidays. Hope things are well in the camp. Quickly, we got Chad, Michael, and Danny from Wicked. We have Gunnar and Scotty V over here. We got the whole band tonight.
Yeah, we're all hanging out. We're ready to rock.
Where are you right now? Are you in the Rock? Are you in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts?
Yeah. No, we're in Rock. We're in Rochester, and right now located in our Summer and Sun studios in a live room. We like to just hang out down here sometimes. I mean, we made it feel as homey and like inspiring as possible. So we've got these array of multicolored 70s stripes running down the wall, bright red. The equipment's kind of laid out so you could just pick up something and turn on the amps and rock out. I mean, and yeah, just lay demos down as fast as possible. We call it our oasis. We just get away down here, man. It's kind of like a cave in a way.
Well, it looks good because some of the times we do these interviews, we have guys in their car. We did the Bastarding guys, Castor Hetfield and those guys, and believe it or not, they were in some room, and one guy got out of the shower. He's sitting on there with a towel. But so exciting things. This Friday night, the second single from the forthcoming album, Sunburn's about to drop on a streaming platform. Tell us about it. What's going on with it?
Yeah, we're so excited. We've been waiting for this single to come out. It's the self-titled single Sunburn off the album Sunburn. We've been anticipating this drop for a while. We're really excited. We got actually a live stream happening on Friday as well at 8 p.m.
on our YouTube channel.
On our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Wicked Rock and Roll.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be doing some fun things, kind of celebrating, promoting, and premiering the new single Sunburn. So we're really excited.
And music video. We I think it's super cool to mention, as you see these multitude of singles that we're putting out, which started right after Halloween this year. We're gonna roll this into March for an album release, but all of the singles are so exciting to us because we really put our full effort through the kitchen sink at it. Every single has merch, specialized merch that comes with it. Every single has these music videos that we shot on this super cool cross-country trip that we could talk about tonight. And we're trying to do a special event for every single release to kind of just keep bringing the fans in. We just released Lost in the Dark right after Halloween, which we did a release show, a kind of special intimate release show at Record Archive in Rochester, New York. Yeah. And that was a traditional show, right? But more intimate. And, we got to really lean into the vinyl end and kind of hang out with our fans. But for this time around, for Sunburn single release, we're let's do something different. Let's try to keep mixing it up and surprise people. And we're it was cool to have our, local Rochester fans at home with us at Record Archive for Lost in the Dark, but let's not exclude everybody else, right?
I mean, this is going to be cool. Everybody can watch it and enjoy it. It's
global audience, yeah.
It's something completely different that we've never really done. It's more of a variety show. What it's going to be. It's not going to be just an interview or just us sitting on the couch like this and talking. It's going to be a whole bunch of different little things we put together to make an entertaining little show.
Wait till you see the antics on this one.
It's an adventure for sure.
We're thinking this is episode 1 of a series. So
it might be more of this.
Now you mentioned variety show. Is it something like skits or a little bit of your personalities? Each member, Gunnar, are you going to be having something with you or Scotty?
Yeah, a little bit like that. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Just wait till you see what Gunnar gets himself into on episode 1 of the Rock and Roll Circuit show. We've had a blast doing this, and the ideas now are just going wild because there's everybody who's into metal and rock and roll. Of course, at the end of the day, you want to hear good music and you want to see a great live show, right? That's the core of it. but we live together, the four of us, and we've been doing it for 7 years, living under the same roof. So what that affords us is this really cool opportunity to not only like always be writing and, you know, doing stuff together, but we also could find other ways to entertain our fans and really make things fun, not only for our fans, but for ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we're doing this for ourselves as much as anybody else. And yeah, I'll tell you what, we're having a blast, like just coming up with the content and, you know, the different ideas. I think, you know, I'll tease a little bit. You know, I think maybe in a couple episodes, you might see Wicked getting put through a little farmhouse training.
Well, you know, the thesis of the band is, you know, a throwback. Everything from the heritage of your music to the, you know, the Thin Lizzies and all that to, you know, your last album, the last American rock band. You know, and it's sort of like with Kiss just closing their chapter, you guys are sort of like taking something from their book where it's 4 personalities and it's the whole package. Now, you mentioned merchandise and branding for each single. Last time I had it, 2 times ago, I had a chance to see you guys. You know, I walked away with these little stickers. And, you know, I got all this stuff over there and, you know, that's all up on my, Danny, I don't know where yours is.
I'm so glad you spotted those. It's so much fun, but you're absolutely right. It is personalities. And, when you get to dive into the band, you really get to see that, you know, yeah, we're not putting on, you know, clown makeup and stuff like that, but we really did grow up from the root of that entertainment, whether it be Kiss or Alice Cooper, you know, these heritage acts that had that foresight to say like, hey, like you could get to know each member, and you know what, maybe, you know, Vernomatic, maybe you're a big Gunnar fan, but I'm not. You know what I mean? I get to be a fan of Chad. So everybody gets to have a good time and take a little piece of it. And it does make it super exciting for everybody, for sure.
You know, that joke with Kiss was no one ever wanted to be Peter. But, but you know. That's true. So, let's go back to that Record Archive show. It was the Fickle Radio extravaganza, if you will. It was the debut of the Lost in the Dark video, which was cool. And you're right. In this day and age, you sort of have to make every little step an extravaganza because, yeah, sure, what you could do, you could release the album and there's an immediate bang. Then it fizzles. Well, hopefully it doesn't fizzle. But you're right. You're recreating and you're re-celebrating, if you will. So I was at that gig and, you know, you did an impromptu version of Sunburn, correct?
That's right. We're kings of teasers. You know, people always get real weird, especially like management and different, you know, folks like that. They're like, oh, you know, you got to make sure, hold the line on these rules. We love to just, you know, throw the teasers out. We love to see what the people, you know, the people we're there to interact with, what their impressions and interactions are with stuff. And we're all for that kind of stuff. So
it's also kind of getting to spoil your fans who are coming out to the shows.
Yeah. I mean, they treat us so well, you know, again, like we wouldn't be where we are without them. And, you know, just much love up to that.
That's like one of the big things about coming to a Wicked show is you're almost always going to hear a new song, maybe a song that's not going to be out for even like a few years.
Yeah,
we've done that.
No two shows are like, we like to keep it that way. And you know, hey, why not? I would feel like we're selling ourselves short if we didn't do something like that and made every show special because we've got the time together to do that and to put the work in for it. So.
Well, you know, you struck a positive nerve at that show because we ran into each other and it was early November. And the gentleman I was with was my radio partner from 35 years ago when the original Metal Mayhem radio show went on. And he was visiting. I haven't seen him in years. And he's like, well, let's go out Tuesday. I'm like, well, let's go to the archive. My boys Wicked are playing. And he has a poster from the Raven show. So, people listening and watching this, we are lucky enough to have Wicked as local support for the Raven concert. And so my buddy goes by the name of Cheech Carbone. Cheech is like, I've been staring at this logo Wicked. I go, well, they're playing. And, we saw the set, and it was a perfect compliment to the night for us revisiting. So you got a Wicked fan in Cheech Carbone down in Arizona. So
love it. Well, I'll throw out a little teaser. We are planning to head out on a U.S. Canada tour when the album drops in March for about a couple of months, and maybe not. It's with a band that you just mentioned, and maybe not. We'll be in Arizona. So Cheech, keep your eye out.
Yeah. He liked the set. He liked the energy, and he was like, "Hey, these guys are fun." I go, "Yeah, and you are fun, and you're serious, but it's in this day and age, it's have some fun. You're good-looking guys. You're all over the place. Gunnar and Scotty, you're ripping leads. You're pounding the drums." Danny, I was doing some research, and I'm going to just quickly talk about this. And I noticed it when you were playing this guitar, or what would you have? This your baby, the Explorer.
Oh yeah.
So Gibson Explorers. Yeah, I'm really big on the Gibson Explorers. I've been a collector for almost 7-8 years now. Started off my first Explorer being like an 84 designer series, super rare, one of a kind. And then had to get some of those 70s reissues. I got a black and white matching pair. And so I bring those on the road, and he's got the Hatfield vibes. I do.
Well, in this Facebook picture that I saw, looks like you have some kind of shop at your headquarters, your Oasis, and you're like had kid gloves on, and you're dialing it up. You're Danny dialing it up, and
listen, we leave all the guitar work to Scotty V. He's our guitar tech, for the most part. But yeah, we love to give him the guitars love. They're I'll tell you what. Every time one guy gets a little overzealous and makes a purchase on a piece of equipment, the house gets uneasy, and everybody gets that. What about me? They get that. What about me vibe? And then all of a sudden, doorbell ring. Yeah, they get that guitar acquisition syndrome. And then that shows up, and there's another one, and it's like, oh my God, talk about addictions. We got a bad one here.
I'm looking around the room, and it's unhealthier.
Well, Scotty, what's your guitar favorite? What X do you prefer?
Obviously, I'm Scotty V. I like Flying V's.
Okay.
It's either Flying V or Les Paul for me. I have a Strat. I just actually recently got a all white Fender Strat, which is awesome. But for a stage, it's just the V is just perfect. It's just got that vibe and that energy when you play it. But my favorite one is I just got this. It's actually the cheapest one I got too. It's one of those of the original series for Gibson that they put out. Like they started putting out in 2019. It's just the natural finish one. It kind of looks
natural,
antique natural. Yeah, it looks like that that Karina style, but it's on wood.
Yeah. I'm always on either a P bass, or I love my Gibson rippers and grabbers. Throwing back to the Gene style. But between the two different guitars, Gibson and Fender, and those basses, it's like you could get some really gnarly, tones. And then, the P bass is just classic. I mean, you think Phil Lynette from Thin Lizzy, just up there ripping through, a mean rock and roll song. And, I love that.
Danny's a big vintage collector. Yeah. Which is a nightmare for me as the band tech, because he'll get these guitars in from other countries that are all the hardware is completely rusted off, and I'm like, we're gonna set this thing up. Well, we get it working, and then of course, because they're so old, they just have such a vibe and a sound that it's worth it once you get it working.
I don't know if you guys had the chance to watch the Kirk Hammett special we did.
Oh, it was so cool.
Well, what about this section when he's geeking over the old photos of his Flying V?
I thought of Scotty right when I saw that. So cool.
Yeah, you guitar guys. Gunnar, what about you? Drums, it costs a fortune to keep your gear.
Yeah, I don't get them very often, but I play Ludwig Vista Lights live
But
the concert toms.
Yeah. That's I have like a mixed kit. Like I have a 70s concert time kit, and I have it mixed with a reissue of the Vista Light. I like the kick drums sound better on the reissue than the original, but the toms, the concert toms are freaking awesome. But for studio stuff, I've been getting into Sonar lately. We've been Sonar's been pretty freaking sweet lately.
Yeah, Gunnar got a Sonar kit for the studio, and it's just the tone on that thing is just incredible.
Yeah, I forgot how good wood drum sounds. It's plastic.
Well, now you mentioned the studio. Let's talk about Sunburn. How'd you guys write? Is it a 25% across the board collaboration?
Oh yeah,
tell us about it.
I mean, that's the one thing you'll find with us is it's definitely that way in terms of the percentage collaboration, but it's because we really operate like a full unit. You know, every time we write, even if it starts up in the living room on a couple of guitars, Gunnar and me are around, you know, with the boys, and you know, we're working through the whole process, the whole creative process. But for these singles and the album coming out, we did get to do it in our home studio with our producer Nacho Molino. You know, I'll give him a little plug. The guy's from Panama and moved up here when we met, long story short, in Salem, Mass, through this, you know, just super ironic connection. He just fell in love with the project, and we all became such close friends that he moved actually right to Rochester. And the guy still works on all these other projects, but he's got 10 Grammys. He's super skilled at what he does, which is very fortunate for us to have that resource and friendship. But we got to cut the album and these singles down in our studio. And you would have thought it was at, you know, Electric Lady or something. I mean, it sounds.
So the story about that recording is funny because, like he just said, we connected with that Nacho guy. And
that Nacho.
At that time, that's what it was. That Nacho, never really met him besides one dinner we had with him, with his mother that we were friends with. So he comes up to stay with us, and we had just finished the studio, and he stayed until we finished the album, which ended up being like the whole summer.
Yeah,
it was like about almost 3 months.
3 months,
of us just hanging out, you know, partying, drinking beers, and during the day, coming down at night, and
we're just putting in work. Yeah.
And even crazier too, like I think maybe a few days before we even showed up here, we wrote Lost in the Dark, Sunburn, and a few other singles that are going to be coming out. Those were very fresh. Last minute, we demoed them, and he worked on the pre-production for them like as soon as he got here, and they became the highlight of the album.
Yeah. So and then one song, we already had all the songs tracked out, and it was like really late. It was like 3 a.m. We had just finished tracking, and Chad starts playing something on his phone, and it's one of our, like, not even a demo, just us like acoustic guitars, just so we remember the idea. And the producer Nacho hears it. He's like, "We have to put that on the album."
Yeah, it was a cool experience, like being able to, you know, again, like they said, like live together for several months and really go through not only the creative process of putting in the work, but you know, things kind of morphed along the way. And I think that was probably one of the more fun approaches.
It was our first studio experience because we had just finished the studio, and it was our first experience in the studio where we could take our time.
Yep.
And did it completely be creative. It's not just go in there because we were so used to being like, boot camped into saying like, you have to get this done in a few takes, do it live, because like we had some training in that ilk. That's how we were brought up. And
it felt good not to be like in such a, you know, highty-tighty like studio. Some of those
more creative.
Those studios could be incredible, but yeah, like it definitely brought in more of that personal vibe of who we were, being that it was in our realm of you know, existence, if you will.
Home, yeah.
Well, you said what's his name? Nacho?
Yeah.
Not like the food nachos.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you know, on a serious note, he stays with you guys for 3 months, and it's the times when you're not even like in the studio that he's keeping receipts. He's understanding. He's learning your personality and what you like, what you don't like, and you know, he's part psychologist, and you know,
it's true.
You didn't even know it, but he's.
I feel bad for any of those part psychologists that have to deal with it.
But you know, he got it out of you. So, Let's see. So the album Sunburn, there's a March, springtime release. Talk about touring. I see you have one January date down in Florida at the Casparilla Parade of Pirates. What is this?
We're going to be on the Monster Energy Flow, and we personally have never played on a flow. I'm sure that's an experience in itself, but we're going to be doing that in January. So we'll be fighting off some pirates and ladies with beads and whatnot as we try to rock out on this Monster Energy Float. So we're super excited about that. That's through a really good friend of ours out of Tampa, Voodoo Chef, and he runs a culinary institute, and he has his own podcast and shows. Super great guy, big rock and roll fan, and just, again, another person. Like, it's cool when you go along this journey of being in, music and being an entertainer, the people that you meet, really, really fortunate. Some of these, amazing personalities, but lifetime friendships. Yeah. But Voodoo's super cool. We'll be going to do that with him. And then we haven't posted dates. We're hoping going into next week, they're going to go up, but this tour for the album release in March, again, US Canada tour, we'll be going out with a national act, and really bouncing around and hitting East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Canada. We're excited about that. We've been around the U.S. and have done stuff like Rocklahoma and different festivals and, one-offs and two-offs here and there. But this will be us really hitting the road and doing a road dog tour. Different city every day. So I'm excited to cut our teeth on it and meet some new faces.
Is the Orange Bomber, your van, going to make it around the U.S. or to get something new?
We're gonna set that thing on fire and roll it down the hill before we're going to drag into the river. We've got a whole elaborate plan of what we're going to do, but I think we're going to have to get an RV or something.
I think we're dying.
What's the Wicked social media outlet? How can people follow you?
All right, so it's at Wicked Rock and Roll on Instagram. X, I think it's called now.
Twitter. You call it X.
Facebook.com/Wicked Rock and Roll, YouTube.com/Wicked Rock and Roll, and on our website, wickedrockandrollofficial.com.
Yeah, and for the the singles coming out, digital music, that's anywhere you consume your music digitally, you could find it. So, yep.
So this Friday night, the Rock and Roll Circus show live stream of Sunburn. Guys, how easy can these listeners find it? What's the easy address
to our YouTube, youtube.com/Wicked Rock and Roll. It'll be the first thing that comes up at 8:00 p.m. It's a live stream. Watch that.
Interact with us.
Yeah, interact with it. Let's laugh. Let's, make some jokes. Ask some questions. If you guys are curious about, Sunburn or any future releases, maybe we'll tease a little bit of some things in the chat. As well as following that live stream, we're to be premiering the Sunburn music video. So stick around after the live stream. Watch the music video. It was probably one of the best trips that we've ever had recording music video. So
heading out to the desert, Cali, baby. That was a blast. Wait till you see it.
Sounds cool. And we'll have all this on our website, on our Facebook. We'll post it Twitter. We do our share over here. So, all right, Wicked. Chad Michael, Danny Dahl, Gunnar, Scotty V, thanks for hanging out. And
yes, sir.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
Ron, yeah, brother.
Take care.
That's all here.
Metal for Life.
Thank you for listening to Metal Mayhem ROC. Check out our website at metalmayhemroc.com for information on podcasts, archives, links to all our live radio shows, and all sorts of info. Please like, follow, and share with everyone, even your non-metal friends. And always remember to keep it heavy.